Hey everyone, Josh here with a look at another Star Wars toy. And today we're looking at a toy from the Power of the Force collection. This is 8D8 with Droid branding device. And I'm sure a lot of you guys recognize this character. He made his first appearance in Return of the Jedi. He's actually one of Jabba the Hutt's droids, and when 3PO and R2-D2 were given to Jabba as gifts and were sent to his garage or droid facility to be processed, this was the guy that assigned them their jobs. Or no, this wasn't the guy that assigned them their jobs. I apologize for that. He was actually only in the background for a brief second, and you saw him actually branding a droid, and I believe it was a Gonk droid, if I remember correctly. And the droid was upside down, and he was wiggling his feet like he wanted to be set free. And then this guy pulls a lever on a device, and this branding iron comes down and brands the droid. And it was to scare the main characters in the film, so it was a pretty cool little scene. And as you can see, he actually comes with the branding device. And so when you purchase this figure, the branding device is actually in the package with a little bit of assembly required. But real quick here, I just want to show you guys the droid, and I'm going to spin him around real quick so you guys can see him from all sides. Bring him a little bit closer here. There we go. And you can see, and he's got his robotic legs, which do not move. And you can see he's a pretty simple design droid. There isn't a whole lot to him. But real quick here, I'll pull him off the stand and we'll check out his movements up close. And so let me get this thing out of the way. It's confusing the camera. Alright. So if we look at his head here, you see he does have head movement. Pretty good range too. And he does have arm movement at the shoulders only, on both arms, and no waist movement, and his legs do bend at the hips. So but that is all the movement you're going to get out of his legs. There's no knee joints or anything. And it's the same thing with his arms. You'll see that his one arm is in the bent position, and it's stuck like that, and then his other one is in the straight position, and it's stuck like that as well. And let's check out this branding device real quick. And it's kind of big, or tall. It's not big, it's tall, so it's a little bit difficult to get on camera at the same angle I'm getting the droid. But here you can see what it looks like. It's a pretty simple, it's just a little plastic cutout that comes apart, and I'll show you how that works in a second. And there's a couple moving parts on it. If you look at the actual branding iron here, you'll see it spins, so you can turn it any direction you want. And the actual joint here where it's attached, it actually comes apart, and this is how they fit it into the packaging. So when you buy the guy, it's in the packaging like this. And you'll see on the arm, the branding arm, there's a little L-shaped peg, and you just take that and you insert it into the hole on the opposite side, and it just pushes in there. And then once it's in there, you can actually rotate it in almost any direction. So if you wanted to brand from the side or anything like that, you could do that. Go. And one other thing it does is the lever that he pulls actually moves, so you can brand. But one thing that's a little disappointing with this figure is, I'll show you. Now this is the branding handle, obviously, and you can see that's what he's supposed to be pulling to brand. And so if you look closely here at the figure's hands, you'll see they are very tiny compared to the handle, and they're not really designed. And the other one's the same thing, it's just turned in a different direction. You'll see one of them's turned horizontally and one of them's turned vertically. But I've tried several times off camera, and there is no way to get him to actually hold on to the handle. It's just too big. It doesn't fit into his little hands. I mean, you can force it in there, and it doesn't stay, and you just end up spreading his little claw apart. So you're just going to end up doing damage to the figure, and you want to try to avoid that. So, but there you can see what his hands look like up close, and they're not really great for gripping things like the handle of the branding iron. So just be aware that the branding iron, he's never actually going to, I mean, you can put him next to it and put it so it looks like his hand's touching it, but he's never ever actually going to grab the handle, unfortunately, which is, as far as I'm concerned, that's a design flaw. But there you kind of understand why. There's not a lot of movement. It's just like a little rubber hand, and there's no way that this is fitting in there. So you can see how big the handle is versus the slit on his little claw there. So just be aware of that if you ever decide to purchase this guy for your collection or anything like that. Just be aware that he isn't able to actually hold the branding iron. So, or I'm sorry, droid branding device. So, but there it is, and let's get him back on the little stand here. All right. And there he is, everyone. That is 8D8 with Droid branding device from the Power of the Force collection, Return of the Jedi. And thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.